Good afternoon and welcome to the College of Education and Health Professions 2018 Commencement Exercise. Now I ask you to stand or please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by Christopher Senti.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er whose ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the brave.
Thank you, Chris. You may be seated. Thank you all for joining us here today as we celebrate the accomplishments of this outstanding group of students. This is an exciting day for all of you, our graduates, and it is an exciting day for our faculty who are here with us as well. We're proud of all of you, and I'm reminded of a short quote from a British mathematician by the name of Alfred North Whitehead. He said, "No one who achieves success does so without acknowledging the help of others. The wise and the thoughtful acknowledge this help with gratitude." His quote reminds me that your accomplishments are indeed your own, but that they were benefited from many people around you. So please hold your applause for just a minute, and I first ask if there are any mothers and fathers of the graduates to please stand in the audience and remain standing for just a minute. Moms and dads, stand up. Now, are there any brothers and sisters of graduates here? Please stand up, brothers and sisters. And grandparents, aunts, uncles, spouses, partners, friends of graduates, please stand up. And so to our graduates on the floor, let's turn to these people standing all around you and thank them for all they've done for you. You may be seated. Graduates, as you remember your time at the University of Arkansas, you will no doubt remember a class or two, whether it was in the Epley Center or in Peabody Hall, hiking down the hill to Hyper, or more likely up the hill from Hyper. Your classes were the scaffolding of your time here, and your teachers, our faculty, were the ones who provided the substance to that structure. So I ask our faculty in attendance to please stand to be recognized by all of our graduates. Please stand. Thank you. You may be seated. I'd now like to acknowledge several individuals and groups. First, we have a number of university officials, and I ask them to stand and remain standing until everyone's introduced. And audience, please hold your applause for just a moment until we've introduced everyone. Our commencement speaker today is Vice Provost for Diversity and Inclusion, Dr. Yvette Murphy-Irby. An individual who needs no introduction, Provost Jim Coleman. Provost for Faculty Affairs, University Professor Dr. Ro DeBrezzo. Chair of our College Faculty Council, Dr. Chris Gehring. Associate Dean, Dr. Kate Mamiseshvili. Assistant Dean, Dr. Fran Hagstrom. Director of the Mann School of Nursing, Billings Endowed Chair, Dr. Susan Patton. Department Head of Curriculum Instruction, Dr. Cheryl Murphy. Department Head of Rehabilitation, Human Resources and Communication Disorders, Dr. Michael Hevel. And representing the Department of Health, Human Performance and Recreation, Dr. Michelle Gray. And our Alumni Award winners, Dr. Win Koo from Troy University, Martha Sandvin from Fayetteville Public Schools, Dr. Patty Freemeyer Martin from Arkansas Children's Hospital, and our interpreters for today are Diane Bowles and Shannon Buccino. So please join me in recognizing our guests. We also have with us our senior scholars. Our senior scholars exemplify extraordinary levels of scholarship, achieving a perfect 4.0 grade point average or all A's in all of their classes. It's an incredible accomplishment. Please hold your applause while we recognize these scholars who stand while I call their names. Tatiana Bayless, Natalie Braithwaite, Aubrey Burton, Caroline Fortson, Sarah Halford, Emily Merton, Allison Overdorf, Lauren Phillips, Ann Schexnader, Samantha Thomas, Chelsea Walker, Paige Whitlock, Bethany Adams, Haley Hicks, Taylor Jones, and Courtney Woody. Please join me in congratulating our senior scholars. You may be seated. I'm now pleased to introduce Dr. Chris Gehring, Chair of our Faculty College Council, who will bring greetings from our faculty this afternoon.
Good afternoon, Razorbacks. Yeah, I can do a little bit better than that, can't you? Good afternoon, Razorbacks. Ooh, all right. Hey, this thing is on. All right, very good. It's a privilege and an honor to bring greetings from the coolest and brightest faculty today as part of my role as chair of the College Council. Now you might ask, College Council, what in the world is that? It's a group of faculty members elected by our peers to argue and eat lunch for an extra 90 minutes per month. That's sort of the unofficial version anyway. But perhaps it's a bit odd, but I do have a business item, believe it or not, to celebrate with you before I make a few short remarks. In our last meeting of the year, we voted on a change to a policy that will soon impact dozens of graduates here today. And by extension, I think it will happily impact your families and loved ones as well. Instead of limiting the number of students who could graduate with distinction based on their GPA and percentage rank in the class to only the top 10%, the college is now in line with others across the university and are recognizing all graduates who have maintained a 3.75 or above. This small move in a stuffy conference room on a rainy April day, the mundane work of a college committee, is, in my opinion, a reason for celebration. Denise Bigner from the Academic Affairs Committee and college faculty involved deserve a round of applause for your extra awards, don't you think? Can we do that? Thanks. Nearly 5 years ago, the college suddenly lost one of its most popular and beloved faculty members in George Denny. Dr. Denny was a close friend of mine, and his absence is still felt nearly every day. But mostly that absence is not sad, but felt in his advice and in his example of the way that he lived his life. He said and lived, "Celebrate every step of the way. No matter how small or seemingly insignificant, celebrate it." In the faculty world, we write papers and send them into the abyss, sometimes receiving years and years worth of rejections on a single effort. George said to celebrate those rejections, the resubmissions, the resubmissions, the resubmissions, the revisions, and all of the parts of the process of our lives. We are gathered here today for a big celebration, a graduation, the absolute highlight of the year for students and faculty, and for the institution of this or any university. Today, some of your classmates are graduating and overcoming incredible odds to walk across the stage behind me in a few minutes. Today is a tremendous day. George would say that we would be foolish to have not recognized all of the individual steps that brought each of you here today. Passing a class that you didn't think you were going to pass, I've done that before, scoring well on a test, getting a warning from the nice officer instead of a ticket, that might have happened to me on Wednesday. So what I want you to do is just a little participation. So everybody here, Bud Walton Arena, take 20 seconds and think of something small that's happened recently. And then once you think of that, speak that to someone near you. So I'm going to give you 20 seconds just to say something insignificant that you think you should celebrate. So you're on the clock. Go. You too. Not tripping in those heels, maybe?
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's pretty good. Yeah, so far, right. It's not over. Yeah. All right. Okay. That's 20 seconds, more or less. Thank you for playing along. That's, by the way, that's the largest class I've ever had to kind of get back on task, so I hope it stays that way. It is not the pomp and circumstance of graduation that will get us through this life. It will be in the finding and the valuing of each day, each moment we share with people about whom we care, and in our individual and collective abilities to find the silver lining in the small, insignificant happenings of the day-to-day. The faculty and administration of the college is so honored to share this day, your day, with you and your people in the stands. We'll continue to celebrate all of your large and small accomplishments, but please be sure you don't forget to also celebrate every step of the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gehring, for those remarks and representing our outstanding faculty today. I'm now pleased to welcome and introduce our speaker for this afternoon, Vice Provost for Diversity and Inclusion, Dr. Yvette Murphy-Irby. You can read her biography in the program, but I'd like to mention a few things about her. Dr. Murphy's a scholar, an administrator, and a leader. She's an expert in the study of race, class, and gender, and has held many leadership roles at the University of Arkansas, including serving as the Associate Dean of the Fulbright College and Director of the School of Social Work. She's also taught at the University of North Carolina and worked with the Family Innovation Center at Appalachian State University. She served on the editorial board of the journal Race, Gender, and Class, and received the very first Faculty Mentor Award from this university's Center for Multicultural Education. Her work through research, grants, teaching, and service has been focused on building a more inclusive community and world around us. I'm very pleased to introduce to you Dr. Yvette Murphy-Irby.
Okay, it's time for these things. You know what that means. Thank you, Dean Miller, distinguished guests, family, friends, faculty, staff, alumni, and class of 2018. Between yesterday and today, 4,065 students will receive degrees from the University of Arkansas. And you, my friends, are the last 600 undergraduate students to do so. College of Education and Health Professions class of 2018, let me hear you cheer if you believe they saved the best for last. Every one of you has worked hard to get to this point, and I am keenly aware that the main barrier between you and the real reason you are here tonight to walk across this stage and receive your degree is little old me. As such, I promise to restrict my remarks to a quick story and a few important lessons that I learned and I'm still working to perfect along my journey. When I was 15 and a half years old, I obtained my driver's permit. Some people call it a learner's permit. I will never forget how hard I studied to take that test, how nervous I felt the day that I took the test, but also how incredibly wonderful it felt when I passed. I also recall the joy of my dad giving me keys to a 1973 Ford Mustang Coupe later that day. The car was several years old, and the air conditioning was not working, but it was cool because the car was a cool shade of green with black leather bucket seats. And I could not wait to get behind the wheel. So I opened the door, and I sat in the driver's seat. And when I did that, I realized there was one problem, and it was a pretty big problem. The car had a manual transmission. It was what they call a stick shift. Now, for those of you that do not know, in addition to the gas pedal and the brake, a car with the manual transmission has a third pedal. It's called the clutch. The driver has to operate the clutch with their left foot and then move that in sync with using their right hand to manually move the transmission from first to fourth gears or to neutral or reverse. And if you do not get the clutch and the gear process just right, several things can go terribly wrong. The car can jerk and cut off, or the gears can grind, making this awful noise when you move from one gear to the other. Or if you are on a hill or an incline and don't find that very precise balance, that precise point using the gas pedal and the clutch, the car could literally roll back, causing you to hit whatever is behind you. All of these errors could cost lots of money and result in severe consequences. Prior to that day, I had only driven an automatic transmission. That is what I used to take my driver's education classes. That is what I practiced with at home. And that is what I used to take my learner's permit test that day. So when my dad said, "Let's go for a ride," naturally, I got out of the driver's seat to start towards the passenger side. No. I saw my dad's head shaking, and he said, "No, you are going to drive." I stared at him with this like really crazy confused look on my face and said, but I don't know how to drive a stick. I don't know how to drive a stick shift. And he responded, as my dad often does, with the question that doesn't make sense to me. He said, so, are you saying you don't want the car? For a brief second, I wondered if I answered no, would he really trade the car in for an automatic version? I knew my dad, and I knew that was not likely the case. So I sat back down in the driver's seat while he gave me a few quick instructions and then said, okay, let's go. So yes, you know how the story goes. You can imagine what happened the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth time I attempted to take off. The car would jerk, sometimes quite violently, and then cut off. I'm telling you, I was terrified. Each time, my dad's feedback, you're getting off the clutch too quickly, was the same, as were his instructions. Yvette, stop being afraid and gradually release the clutch. You can do this. Eventually, I got it, and I took off. I was doing quite well, and I made it all the way to the fourth gear, which is cruising in my car. After 30 minutes of driving that same path over and over and over again, with the exception of a few minor setbacks of grinding the gears and a little jerking each time I tried to turn a corner, had to downshift into second, I was doing quite well. And just when I thought I was getting the hang of it, just when I was feeling pretty good about myself, my dad changed the route, and he had me go in a different direction. And this time, we came to a stop sign that was on a hill. Fortunately, on my first, second, and third encounter on the hill, there was not anything behind me. So while it was terrifying, I didn't worry much about rolling back and hitting the car behind me. But the fourth time we came to the hill, there was a car behind me. Now I'm super terrified. I'm sweating bullets like never before. And what little confidence I had managed to build up was fading fast. But I made it off that hill without having an accident. In fact, I grew to love teaching driving a clutch, so much so that I gained the reputation for being the person that could help others learn how to drive a clutch. And I went back and counted, and I think I had this right. Today, I have taught about 39 people how to drive a clutch. I taught friends, I taught family of friends, I taught neighbors, and even last summer, I taught a good friend's daughter. In reflecting back on my life, I now understand that the lessons I learned that day were not just about driving a clutch. What I didn't understand then, but I know for certain now, is that the lessons were also about learning how to navigate life, learning how to move forward, and learning how to lead. So in closing, there are a few lessons from my experience that I hope you will take as you embark on your personal journeys. First, know that there will be times when you find yourself in the driver's seat and doubtful of your ability to drive. This experience is likely to happen many times throughout your life, and while the experience will feel uncomfortable and even scary, remember that this experience and this feeling is often linked with an opportunity, a golden opportunity to lead and to grow. Therefore, I challenge you to reframe that feeling from one of fear to one of excitement. I challenge you to gradually release the clutch or the fear and know that you have what it takes to move forward. Know that you can do this. The fact that you are graduating tonight tells me that you can do this. You can release those fears that may get in the way. You can overcome the challenges that may confront you, and you can achieve the goals you set. You say, Yvette, how do you know that? You don't even know me. Well, here is how I know that. I know this because you've done it before. Remember that test that stumped you? Remember that time you thought there was no way you could stand in front of a group and make a presentation? Remember that paper that was returned with more red ink than you'd ever seen in your entire life? Did you ever feel like quitting? Did you threaten to quit? Or did you even quit for a moment at one point in time because you thought you couldn't make it, or overcome some obstacle that existed at the time. Or perhaps for you, it was that feeling of queasiness that occurred the first time you were expected to put what you learned in the classroom into practice in your field placements, in your practicum, or in your internships. Whatever that experience was for you, remember that time. Remember that time, but here is the important part. Then also remember that you overcame. You did it. Because otherwise, you would not be here tonight. Second, remember that balance is important. The road ahead is not flat, nor is it smooth. It will consist of hills and valleys, and if you neglect to maintain a sense of balance, the hills and valleys will overwhelm you and cause you to crash. And I mean that literally and figuratively. Finding balance is especially difficult in today's world, where the culture is increasingly fast-paced and one of being constantly plugged in. So yes, work hard, but also play hard, love much, and give freely. Find time for the things and the people that matter. Nurture the relationships with your family, your loved ones, and friends. Engage in civic and political activities. Support efforts that are meaningful and purposeful. And be sure to stand up for the ideals that are embedded in your service-oriented professions. Things like a belief in the worth and dignity of all people, the value of inclusion and diversity, and the importance of unity and connectedness. Pour support and encouragement into others, and then also find others that are able and willing to do the same for you. Cherish the moments that bring you joy. And I say this all the time, joy is my absolute favorite word. And then appreciate the simple pleasures of life. And last but not least, shift gears and move forward by giving of yourself through service and assisting the patients, the customers, the clients, the students, the individuals, and others you will work with to acquire what you can provide to assist them to become their best selves. As a graduate of the College of Education and Health Professions, this is majorly important. Unlike many others that graduated earlier today or yesterday, each of you, all 600 of you, has an especially important responsibility. It's a social responsibility to provide service to others. So whether your degree is from the Department of Curriculum and Instruction, is related to teaching and education, or whether your degree is related to kinesiology, physical education, public health, or recreation and sports management, or if it's nursing, or if it's human resource and workforce development, or communication disorders. Regardless, the thing that binds you all together is that the nature of the profession you are entering is to serve, help, teach, support, aid, or assist others towards enhanced well-being to become their best selves. So College of Education and Health Professions, class of 2018, you, my friends, are ready to hit the road. You are ready to take that degree for a spin, and our society desperately needs you to drive. We need your leadership. So as you cruise out of here tonight and make that quick right turn onto the next phase in your journey, be it graduate school, a job, military service, or time to ponder your next steps, remember to reframe your fears as opportunity, find your balance, and move it forward by giving of yourself to lead in service to others. Class of 2018, fuel your engines, buckle up, and get ready to drive. Now, I've always wanted to do this, and I wish I had those red checkered race car flags in each hand, so just imagine. But on your mark, get set, go!
Thank you, Yvette. You did bring us joy with that comment, and she's from North Carolina, so the NASCAR country, that makes a lot of sense right now. Next, we'd like to present 3 alumni awards. Then this year we continue with this recognition of this tradition. with alumni being recognized from our Dean's Advisory Council. I want to call your attention to the printed program that lists the accomplishments of our 3 outstanding alumni. And Provost Coleman, would you please escort our first Alumni Award winner, Dr. Win Koo, to the podium. Dr. Koo is the recipient of the 2018 Outstanding Young Alumni Award. He earned his PhD in Recreation and Sport Management with an emphasis in sport marketing and statistics in 2013 from the University of Arkansas. While earning his PhD, Dr. Koo not only was awarded multiple grants and scholarships, he was also honored as the Student of the Year in the Department of Health, Human Performance, and Recreation. He's published 33 research-based articles and has had multiple international academic presentations. Dr. Koo also served as a program coordinator for the PhD in Sport Management at Troy University. Thank you, Dr. Koo, for coming back to campus and allowing us to recognize your accomplishments with the 2018 Outstanding Young Alumni Award. Provost Coleman, next would you please escort Martha Sandvin to the podium. Martha is a recipient of our Outstanding Alumni Award in Education. A graduate of our MAT program, she currently serves as a pre-AP English and Language Arts teacher at Ramey Junior High School right here in Fayetteville. Among her many accomplishments, she earned her National Board Certification in Adolescent Literature and has been recognized by former President Bill Clinton, the Walton family, the Fayetteville Chamber of Commerce, and Ramey Junior High School for her outstanding teacher. She's also very active within her role in Fayetteville Public Schools, founding the Breakfast Club after-school art and drama program, as well as the Wonders of Reading initiative. Martha also serves as a mentor to first-year and pre-service teachers in the University of Arkansas's MAT program. Thank you for your dedication and your commitment to education and for joining us here today. Congratulations, Martha. Provost Coleman, would you please now escort Dr. Patty Freemeyer Martin to the podium. Dr. Martin is the recipient of our Outstanding Alumni Award in Health and Human Services. She's a director of ambulatory care services at Arkansas Children's Hospital and is also an adjunct assistant professor of audiology in the Communication Disorders program at UAMS. She received her PhD from the University of Arkansas's Public Policy program with an emphasis in children with special healthcare needs. She's been involved with Arkansas Children's Hospital for over 30 years and works tirelessly to improve the patient and family experience in healthcare. Thank you, Dr. Martin, for your service, and congratulations on this award, which is truly deserved. Now, for what we're here for today, it's been a great year for our college, and the quality of our students has never been greater. We'll be recognizing students who are receiving the Bachelor of Science, the Bachelor of Science in Education, and the Bachelor of Science in Nursing as members of our 2018 graduating class. This morning, graduate students in our college received master's, specialist, and doctoral degrees at the university-wide commencement. Liz Lee, our Director of Undergraduate Student Recruitment, will serve as our announcer. And now will the marshals please escort our graduates for the presentation of their diplomas. We will begin this afternoon with our senior scholars.
Tatiana Lynn Bayless, first-ranked senior scholar, summa cum laude. Natalie Marie Braithwaite, first-ranked senior scholar, summa cum laude. Aubrey Ann Burton, first-ranked senior scholar, highest distinction. Caroline Elizabeth Fortson, first-ranked senior scholar, summa cum laude. Sarah Caroline Halford, first-ranked senior scholar, summa cum laude. Emily Ann Merton, first-ranked senior scholar, highest distinction. Allison Maria Overdorf, first-ranked senior scholar, highest distinction. Lauren Phillips, first-ranked senior scholar, summa cum laude. Anne Charlotte Schexnader, first-ranked senior scholar, summa cum laude. Samantha Thomas, first-ranked senior scholar, highest distinction. Chelsea Renee Walker, first-ranked senior scholar, highest distinction. Paige Elizabeth Whitlock, first-ranked senior scholar, highest distinction. Bethany Adams, senior scholar, summa cum laude. Haley Olivia Tay Hicks, senior scholar, highest distinction. Taylor Grace Jones, senior scholar, highest distinction. Courtney Lee Woody, senior scholar, highest distinction. Dr. Michael Hebel, head of Department of Rehabilitation, Human Resources, and Communication Disorders, will assist with presenting degrees from his department. Lauren Blackburn. Emma Caroline Edwards. Mackenzie Ray Gross, magna cum laude. Bailey Willingham. Haley Christine Hawkins. Madison Victoria Salazar. Megan Bowie. Alexandra Wright. Tawny Jewel Rogers. Grace Ellen Taylor. Aaron Smith. J.C. James. Lee Valley Bayless. Christopher D. Wimberly. Stacy Krotzer. Tina Hopkins. Michelle Lee Cobb. Sparkle McKnight. Kristen N. Franklin. Rachel Caitlin Holland, high distinction. Alexis Childers, high distinction. Alexia Morgan Allen. Caroline Patricia Hecker, high distinction. Rachel C. Pinkerton. Hannah Bigger. Macon Beard. Lisa Emiko Kahn. Jasmine Griswold. Lauren Elizabeth Zahner. Megan Elizabeth Mickelson. Haley Elizabeth Cryer, high distinction. Kaylee Elise Powell, highest distinction. Erica Anali Rodriguez. Amanda Michelle Pullman, high distinction. Alexandra Dawn Little. Hannah Reese Clemens. Rachel Clayton. Claire Elizabeth Fawcett. Kirsten Alexandria Spotswood. Dory Ingram. Talia Creekmore. Lauren Christine Brown. Kara Ray Quinton. Nancy France. Samantha Ann Myers. Abigail Catherine Arterbury. Mary Hollis Graham, highest distinction. Andrea Dawn Connert. Kayla Eskridge, high distinction. Amber Elise Moore. Emma Bryles Allen, magna cum laude. Molly Cagle, high distinction. Emily Ann Ping, highest distinction. Casey Lynn Baldwin, summa cum laude. Grace Rose Pittner. Elizabeth Ann Phillips. Bailey Jessica Irwin. Elizabeth Corrine McLaughlin. Avery Good. Bailey Flicknan. Shannon McQuinn. Kimberly Bell McGoy. Shane Michelle Brown. Jane Ellen Justice, summa cum laude. Catherine Branham, summa cum laude. Elena Olipit, summa cum laude. Rachel Elizabeth Dawson, magna cum laude. Mercy Tao. Angela Lee Dick. Elizabeth Lee Grushwald, magna cum laude. Dr. Michelle Gray, Director of the Honors Program, who is here to assist with presenting degrees from the Department of Human Health, Performance, and Recreation. Thomas Alexander Williams. Christina Lucille Kappels. Anna Olivia Dyer. Katie Elizabeth Ballard. Andrew Allen Berry. Alexander Andreas. Jake Blaylock. Haley Rose Kakmerchik. Nathan Max, magna cum laude. Lee Smith. Brett Shooter. Samuel Marcel Gilbert III. Chad Bryant McCone. Ashley Elizabeth Rogans. Shannon Marie Garrison. Taylor Reedy. Michael James Blevins. Alexandra Bailey Miller. Madison Hope Shawnacase. Meredith Lynn Fick. Sydney Elizabeth Wingate. Meredith Gatlin. Mia Catherine Barjaki. Bray Speed Swan. Ryan Ray Ellswick. Jordan Harris. Gabriella De Leon. Sacha Quinn Richardson. Catherine Lotta. Drew Madison Green. Jonathan Defects. Jordan Haley Granger. Martha Upton, magna cum laude. Shannon Williams Gregg. Sadriana Shamoan Gritadine. Dustin Thomas. Anton Lamont Beard. Terrence Malone. Abigail Lauren Thomas. Anthony Jericho Blakely. Kelsey Herman. Malik Allen. Melissa Miranda. Alan Thomas Mangan. Alakasandra Shakurpiva. Haley Newbaum. Brandon Julia Vines. Daniel Patino. Joshua Irvin Stringfellow. Kyle Aaron Jesse. Hunter Wilson. Charles Clinton Arnold. Talon Alexander Ward. Sarah Tarbay. Kyle Joseph Twist. Elizabeth Ann Happy. Ina Nicole Wines. Carly Condon. Sydney Brooke Gramling. Alexandra Politz. Devin Nicole Hunter. William Reed Wallstad. David Shy Anderson Jr. Reed Thompson. Peyton Murphy Poole. Haley Catherine Hurst. Brooklyn Cheyenne Patrick. Oakley Dawn Meadows. Eric Herrera. Tanner Winston Holt. Bradley Lewis Chambliss. Dylan Kilgore. Arlette Abigail Ascar. Cameron Robert Wood. Abby Gibson. Emily Paige Patterson. Kayla Grigsby. Abigail Grace Helmert. Kobe Graves. Corey Christian Spencer. Joseph Keith Kessner. Jeffrey Alexander McKay. Blakely Alexandra Kopeski. Caroline Margaret Fox. Eleanor McCall Bigler. Alexandra Caitlin Witt. Christopher Durrell Hickey. Megan Renee Gadbury. Nicole Joan Grew. Peyton Hulls. Angris Christian Armandares. Brennan Michael Long. Jarrett Roysh. Ian Lucas Velasquez. Sydney Olivia Sizik. Hannah Nicole Field. Kennedy Alaya Root. Heather Mackenzie Pearson. Emily Ann Fannin. Stephanie Jane Beasley. Lauren Eliza Fowler, highest distinction. Morgan Elizabeth Hodges, high distinction. Emily Elizabeth Rowling. Mariella Cruz. Erin Nicole Weidenman. Michaela Eisen. Merritt Elizabeth Prince. Braylon Meisner. Megan Faye Dillard. Kelsey Annette Ellis Leopard cum laude. Alika Hamer cum laude. Allison Bailey Kaufman. Alyssa Christine Cannon. Taylor Joseph Geringer, highest distinction. Corey Renee Freeman. Lydia Marie Hunter. Casey Elizabeth Tucker. Mallory Paige Catlett. Chloe Louise Hannum. Amy Gillis. Blake Ryan Hockaday. Taryn Ariel. Kaplan Maurer. Callie Stagler. John Alexander Duke. Reed Sibley. Jessica Hartzler. J. Joseph Anderson. Stephen Alexander Alter. Jared Nathaniel Emberson. Brittany Dupchek. Kyle Stevens. Daniel Newton. Jonathan Luke Ford. Trevor Deloney. Jackson Todd Hanna. Lane Allen Farrell. Alexander Drews Dillette. Emily Smock. Andrea Grace DeSantis. Haley Darrellin Stanley. Rachel DeMoss. Stephanie Ann White. Thomas Merritt Osmond. Jackson McKinney. Olivia Turner. Allie O'Neill Marklear. Alexis Shelby Stevens. Kendra Wilichowski. Hunter Cheyenne Hamblin. Madison Harmon. Kaylee Lynn Hendricks. Rachel Lee Stevens. Bethany Stalknicker. Rachel Renee Reynolds. Madison Caroline Levis. Madison Ullman. Victoria Madison Turner. Mi Tran. Yifi Z. Paige Renee Steiner, summa cum laude. Marissa Erin Robinson. Emily Elizabeth Floyd. Madeline Judith Van Hoos. Peyton Chadwick. Chase Stephen Snyder. Dylan Douglas Ator. Michael Smith. Meredith Diane Gill. Kyle Michael Brindy. Edwin John Sweeney. Jake Austin Gingrich. Hayden Meredith. Joshua Friedman. Garrett Kyle Farron. Samantha Galway. Elizabeth Fisher. Alexandria Grace Ricky, summa cum laude. Kelly Allen, magna cum laude. Brendan Cook. Javaris Williams. Jesus de la Sancha. Kiara Marie Winston. Deja Alize Stanley. Brittany Hoskins. Noah Goss Thomas. Madison Kennedy Lewis. Xavier McKinley Smith. Trinity Johnson. Brianna Merriweather. Kiana Smith. Ian Mershey Butler. Kristen Mahone. Winston Tyler Futrell. Zane Harris. William Allen Stevens. Drew Edward Allen. Katie Marie Glover. Jordan Lee Barbara. Krista Brianna Kolbinski, summa cum laude. Ryder Lucas. Madison Lynn Whiffler. Allison Michelle Wetzel. Mallory Jane Hickey. Sadie Scholes Laughlin, highest distinction. Sarah Marie Ramey, cum laude. Rigoberto Flores Carpintero. Michelle Thorman. Chase Stephen Boyles. Alyssa Andy. Nicholas Robert Lane. Zachary Sepgati, summa cum laude. Jack Reed Fawcett, summa cum laude. Devonshire White. Shauna Bateson. Taylor Lane Branham. Nicholas Todd Goodkin. Mitchell Griffin. Christopher James Henry, highest distinction. Christopher Taylor Scandrett. Avery Oberg. Jacob Nolan Brown. Nina Lee. Jennifer C. Ruiz. Caleb Hardin. Kyle Turner, magna cum laude. William James Butler. Taylor Nicole Guzman. Macy Nicole Underwood. Caroline Zenot. Dr. Cheryl Murphy, head of the Department of Curriculum and Instruction, will assist with presenting degrees from her department. Bradley Quillen. Donald Cullen Eric. Diploma presented by his father, Dr. John Johnson, professor in Bumpers College, Russell Lee Johnson. Shara Thames. Catherine Dabbs. Courtney Zollifer. Amber Thierry. Jordan Mills. Kylie Nichelle Moeller. Gracie Burnett. Mackenzie Ray Chance. Sarah Morgan Rhodes. Heather Keene. Samantha Marie Masser. Erin Lee Norman. Madeline McSwain. Holland Underwood. Andrea Dominguez Garcia. Madison McRary. Cassidy Celeste Murray. Emery Ann Perry. Grace Hannon. Victoria Beth Roberts. Anna Karen Duran. Kimberly Berkey. Emily Nicole Downs. Addison Lee Scroggins. Addison Harper Miller. Jacob Ryan Crane. Elise Murphy. Aubrey Devin Edwards, high distinction. Cassidy Marie Gardner. Elvira Ramirez Carrega. Brooke Irvin. Haley Nam. Amanda Caroline Cummings. Libby Ann Colston, high distinction. Carly Cox. Landy Lee. Jenna Grace Fritz. Marissa Reyes. Kiana Moffitt. Sydney Brooke Roseborough. Ariana Noel Woods. Paige McKay. Erin Beckman, high distinction. Alexandra Virginia Boggs. A. Jade Mears, diploma presented by her father, Dr. Derek Mears, Clinical Associate Professor in the College of Education and Health Professions. Grant Albert Mears, highest distinction, diploma presented by his father-in-law, Dr. Derek Mears, Clinical Associate Professor in the College of Education and Health Professions. Amanda Jewel Arling, highest distinction. Ricky Ann Zink, high distinction. Zoe Huziga. Natalie Allison Shepard. Caroline Mary Bestard. Jessica Grace Ferguson. Anna Elizabeth Jones. Ara Emily Novak. Shelby Nicole King, high distinction. Caroline Elizabeth Kane. Madison Elizabeth Canterbury. Sean Taylor. Luke Gromer, high distinction. Lauren Rachel Turner. Kimberly Ray Wellnow. Olivia Rothmeyer. Steve Herring. Emma Grace Sakar, high distinction. Joanna Elizabeth Leverne. Samantha Megan Sagely. Miranda Escamilla. Carly Elizabeth Riggins. Bailey Chenier. Gwendolyn Summer Sparks. Carson Lee Bayer. Tori Allen Allred. Casey Stark. Aaron Phelan. William Allen Waddell. Hugo Herrera Santizo. Ebony Jocelyn Garcia. Sarah May Filler. Ashley Danielle Lane. Courtney Sprague, magna cum laude. Catherine Christine Rimbold. Carly Ann Liggett. Shannon Marie Holsey. Brittany Nicole Ross. Sarah Cassidy Long. Kaylee Brooke Hamilton, highest distinction. Brittany Nicole Beshears, high distinction. Shannon Marie Leiden. Abby Renee Neighbors. Chloe Noel Nanos. Caroline Wilburn. Claire Alanis Green. Danielle Campbell. Hilda Noemi Sanchez. Meredith Elena Joyce Crescent. Arlene Hernandez. Kiera Karina Zapete. Shannon Burkhoff. Leslie Hope Prever, summa cum laude. Dr. Susan Patton, director of the Eleanor Mann School of Nursing, will now assist with presenting degrees from her school. Catherine Marie Millicon. Rebecca Lynn Young. Rebecca Lynn Young. Isabel May Bannister, high distinction. Isabel Marie Ulist. Erin Patricia Geller. Carrie Nicole Lager. Cheryl MacGyver. Allison Brooke Cafferty. Catherine Simmons, high distinction. Vanessa Ozuna. Rebecca Welch, magna cum laude. Aubrey Ann Guggenjin, cum laude. Allison Malalik. Abigail Lee Middleton. Allison Elizabeth Zane. Rachel Smith. Caroline Clark. Hannah Claire Mosley, highest distinction. Paige Ann Sellen, summa cum laude. Ashley Joanne Wright. Raina Marie Patel. Elizabeth Page Cooper. Catherine Stewart. Rachel Nicole Schmitz. Victoria Correll. Tiffany Dawn Cox. Catherine Patricia Doherty, high distinction. Laurie Dolflinger, high distinction. Sarah Ann Williams, highest distinction. Alexandra Michelle Van Noy, high distinction. Madison Paige Dudley. Katie Filewood. Marley Aaron Herman. Haley Malum, high distinction. Lindsay Blackburn, highest distinction. Mary Allison Hurley. Jana Alexander Korsnicki. Christy Harris. Laura Parrott Graham. Megan Jane Shepler, highest distinction. Brianna Poleshki. Olivia Lee Covington, high distinction. Sydney Elizabeth Gill, cum laude. Anna Caroline Tillman, magna cum laude. Natalie Joyce Goman, summa cum laude. Emily Paige Dye. Jessie Elena Balakis, summa cum laude. Megan Wielden. Anna Elaine Davis. Lainey Ray Godwin. Catherine Anna Potter. Abigail Catherine Dillon. Hannah Roberts. Bailey Ricks. Lindsay Nicole Russell, magna cum laude. Caroline Davis. London Olivia Ferrier, cum laude. Madeline Rose Caldwell. Sarah Jane Meek, highest distinction. Brecken Paige Ingram. Parker Elizabeth Schmedley. Boyd Kinnemer. Molly Claire Cruz, highest distinction. Tiffany Amber Taggart. Gabrielle Grace Green. Erin Elizabeth Campbell. Mackenzie Jordan Rosenberg, summa cum laude. Jocelyn Tamara Fields. Elena Marie alias Flores. Megan Elizabeth De Reuter. Catherine Taylor, magna cum laude. Madeline Winkelfer. Emily Emery, cum laude. Lauren Elizabeth Hart, highest distinction. Carly Scheiden. Bailey Swant, highest distinction. Rachel Erin Gurley. Sarah Catherine Clark. Maris Alexandra Lee. Cortland Cravey, high distinction. Morgan Elizabeth Pennington. Rachel Rose Seitz. Casey Landry Cole. Macy Collins. Nina Tao Fan. Courtney Ann Wiley. Chrissy Ramirez. Elizabeth Rose Corey. Marissa Michelle Eller. Michaela Elaine Short, highest distinction. Caroline Ann O'Farrell. Elena Vieri. Jeannie Ray Brown. Olivia Michelle Lamke. Megan Catherine Tracy. Kayla Brienne Gruenhaupt. Kelly Hepper. Jordan Davidson. Mary Ann Gadberry, diploma presented by her father, Dr. Shane Gadberry, professor in Bumpers College, magna cum laude. Caitlin Alexandria Mendenhall. Jessica Lee Brown. Maria Cardiel. Maria Yvonne Rowan. Madison Jones. Tyler Barb. Sydney Nicole Barnes. Marianne Fenwick. Kayla Marienta Becker, magna cum laude. Ashley K. Harmon, cum laude. Marie Nicole Infranca. Mackenzie Duff. Kinsey Rachel Bailey. Natalie Paige Kersey. Mary Elizabeth Lovelace. Deborah Nolan. Laura K. Reed. Christy L. Freeman. Serena Parker. Ashley Owens. Cheryl Cummings Claiborne. Diane Morrow. Brooke Allison Ridenauer. Dana Christine Johnson. Morgan Lane Williamson.
Please, one more big round of applause for all of our graduates here today. Now, I'm sure some of what you're feeling right now is just plain excitement and perhaps some bittersweet feelings about leaving Fayetteville. Some of you are going to leave Arkansas, and some of you will stay. Some will continue your education in graduate school, and some of you have jobs that actually start on Monday. Please know that you will be missed, and that we're truly proud of you and your many accomplishments. Dostoevsky wrote in his novel, The Brothers Karamazov, "We shall soon part, and whatever happens to us in later life, if we attain to honor or fall into great misfortune, still let us remember how good it was once here when we were all together, united by a good and kind feeling." Please do keep in touch with us as you venture into your lives and your careers, and be sure to come back and check your name on Senior Walk. Now, please stand and join Chris Senti in singing the alma mater of the university. The words are included in your commencement program.
All right. Give you a minute. Pure as the dawn on the brow of thy beauty, watches thy soul from the mountains of God, over the fates of thy children departed, far from the land where their footsteps have trod, beacon of hope in the ways dreary lighted, pride of our hearts that are loyal and true, from those who adore unto one who adores us. Mother of mothers, we sing unto you.
Thank you, Chris, for that beautiful tribute to the University of Arkansas. I'd also like to thank the Fayetteville Jazz Collective for our music, and once again, Diane Bowles and Shannon Buccino for their interpreting services this afternoon. I'd also like to extend my thanks to all the faculty and staff and volunteers who made commencement possible and a huge success, especially Aaron Butler, Danielle Sexton, C.T. Erickson, Denise Bigner, Kedivin Mami Seshevili, and Jeremy Batches, as well as our marshals wearing the crimson red robes who assisted with the ceremony. Now, we've got two more things we need to do yet this afternoon. One is let's give a shout out to all the moms who are celebrating Mother's Day weekend. One more time. And the one more thing we've got to do, Provost Coleman, would you please join our Alumni Award winners in leading us in calling the hogs? Will the marshals please prepare for the recessional?
elbows stand down here. Yes, I'm open. If you need one over here.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. No, it's fine. I was well, it's fresh in my mind right now. I want to know why we can or can't do that. So why we don't makes sense. Yeah, it's like in the yeah, so I think if we just slide there,
How about this way? Where do you want me? Good? Oh, we missed it. Thank you. All right, hurry. Okay. Thank you.
otherwise we come down here. So we put them over here.
Otherwise, grab a plant.
Danielle, do you want unopened waters? Danielle, you want unopened waters?
We can grab them, yeah. And then what about the diploma covers that we didn't hand out?
I think that, Jeremy, they bring the diploma covers back over to us, right? They deliver them, or do we have to take them?
The diploma
Unused